Have you ever watched so much Big Ed content you forget if you have a neck or not, and then you feel it just to check and you're like, oh, thank God it's still there. Well, I have. That's because I've been watching years and years of this man. First, it was the mayo in the hair. Second, it was the weird selection of women that somehow gravitated towards him as if he was a planet and they couldn't get away. And thirdly, it's the fact that he broke up with them and he always had a problem with them. It's finally time, after years, to say goodbye to one of the couples of all time. Liz and Big Ed. They've broken up. They ended their marriage over macaronis and taco pasta. And now it is finally time for Liz to give Big Ed the keys. But I want to say something. Big Ed is the pettiest man I have ever seen. If you have ever been in a relationship and ended a relationship, sorry, first of all, but it does happen. It's not an easy thing, and sometimes people start fighting. And in this case, Big Ed takes the moral low ground, because I've never seen a man so old act so young, and not in a good way. This man is the pettiest person ever, and you're gonna see it yourself. I'm sorry I'm about to show this to you. By the way, I know it looks like I'm in a club. I don't know how to fix the light. I'm also sick and my throat is very sore.
So if I sound part like Batman
and the other part is like brown,
just call me Indie Man, because I'm Indian Batman. Oh my God, there's Robin. Hey guys, remember how I never asked you to do anything for me ever? Well, I'm cashing in that favor that you don't owe me. I just released a new song, finally. It's pretty good. It's called Hold On to My Baby. It's because I dropped a baby. I don't know why I lied about that. Sorry for being awkward there. I produced it myself, which looks something like this. Then I wrote the lyrics and sang it, which looks something like this. Ooh, yeah. And at the end of the day, this is what it looks like. Again, it's called Hold On to My Baby, and it's released on every platform, so you can hear it on Spotify, iTunes, TikTok, and YouTube, and everywhere else that you might listen to music. I also do have one question. Hopefully you could leave it in the comments below. Should I start a TikTok? I always wanted to show people how I make the beats and the whole process. I think it would be fun. Okay, now we can watch Big Ed again. It's fun while it lasted, huh? Alright, so as I said, this is the pettiest thing that you'll see all day. Guaranteed. I guarantee it. If you've ever thought, oh, Big Ed's fine, I don't find him that bad, this video will not make him look too good. I just wanted to say that. Alright, let's watch.
If he didn't call off this wedding, today would be our 1 week.
Ooh, what kind of metric of measurement is that, Liz? This is how we're gonna start this. Okay, all right. Who even says that? Man. You know, if World War II was still around, this would have been 365th day of famine. Woo! What? Can you imagine, like, going out with someone and being like, bitch, if you didn't break up with me 2 years ago, this would have been our 2nd year of marriage, but you left me on our first date. You're lost, bitch. I don't know about that metric. That is certainly, that's already cutting it deep, Liz. Very sorry to hear about your marriage falling under, but then again, it was with Big Ed, so I have to give you a collective, what did you expect from everyone on the internet?
It's been a month since Ed canceled the wedding and broke up with me, and I've been trying to pick up the pieces and trying to figure out what's next in my life.
Thank God he did both, by the way. Imagine Big Ed not doing one of those things. He's like, I'm canceling the wedding, but we'll stay banging, of course, which is bad. But imagine the other thing. I don't want to go out with you, but we'll still get married, though. I hate my wife.
I haven't seen Ed in a month. He's only reached out to ask me when I'm gonna get my stuff out. That's the only communication I've had with Ed.
It's really sad because I can already tell that, besides the fact Liz is completely bummed out, it very much seems like Big Ed had made up his mind way before this whole marriage thing was happening, because I don't think there's any person out there who can be like, I'm canceling the wedding and not feel any emotions other than to say, get your stuff. Like, she didn't do anything, so unless I'm missing a big piece of information, which I don't think I am, it seems pretty odd that this man would willingly be like, yeah, I don't like you anymore. I woke up one day, I looked at you and I was like, ugh, yuck.
Spit on it! Spit on it!
No.
Hawk 2!
That's, you know, nobody says that.
I don't know where I'll be living, but for now, My mom and I are back in Arkansas. We're going to pack up my things.
Liz basically says that she needs to pack all her stuff and that she doesn't know what she's going to do now that she is no longer with Big Ed. I want to feel sorry for Liz this whole episode, but certain times I'm not going to. If anybody looks at Big Ed and says, I trust this man and I'm going to willingly put my future in his hands, you should probably bear some of those consequences. I'm sorry, but it's true. I mean, come on. It's not like it's the first time. He's literally on a TV show for being bad at relationships and having a fat, round body. Sorry, that second part was so unnecessary. He's a beautiful, voluptuous Buddha figure.
I'm just about ready to get the show on.
Just always forget that she looks like him. I was like, damn, Big Ed, you shaved? That's her mom. Liz's mom looks like the person that she wanted to call daddy in bed. Let that sink in. All right.
Can't wait to see his face.
So she's bringing backup along as well in the form of Mama. Mama Bear over here is going to come and protect her cub. And she is not happy because Big Ed has promised something he hasn't delivered. Now, again, I don't know if these two have eyes or they're related to Ray Charles or something. But Big Ed is on a show called 90 Day Fiancé and everyone could see season 1 in which he was pretty despicable. Then he continued. So I don't know. I don't really know why we're having this convo is what I'm saying.
You're gonna come out of this a lot stronger than you went in.
But my mom's always been there. I don't think I can do this by myself.
You deserve so much better.
Everyone has been saying this since the very start. You should have been here from the start, Mama Liz. Everyone was like, why would someone like that go out with Big Ed? Everyone was on her side. And after years, we slowly came to the realization there is no winning between these two because she keeps running back to him.
I decided to go for a little run. So I ran to the end of the road, and when I got there, I thought maybe I'd run to the end of town. Since I run this far, maybe I'll just run across the great state of Alabama.
And it's like being that one of those friends who's like, okay, I'm gonna save you 3-4 times, but then you keep doing it. I can't keep investing myself emotionally into this. That is what we're at right now with Liz. I'm sure there's a lot of people who are sorry, but at the same time, it's like, you did keep getting back together with him. What, 20 times?
21?
You stupid!
21, the same number of Savage.
You stupid!
What?
The potential that you have far exceeds what he would have been able to give you.
Boom! Shots fired. This is what happens when someone is way like out of the other person's league. You'll say things like, and now I'm going to do what I should have been doing the whole time. Yeah.
I need to go in there and get my stuff and just not cry over this.
Ooh, yeah, here's hoping that Liz doesn't cry. Liz, by the way, she does cry a lot. Now, I get that it's very emotional, but it's a lot. It's a lot. Again, like the 21 Savage song, it's a lot.
That stupid man had exactly what he was looking for, and he just tossed it to the side.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Big Ed's a dank sort of human being. He looks like a human being sometimes. So, yeah, he's a bit of a dank memes kind of dude. Not sure if you'd want to marry dank memes. I've never heard that be a thing. So, yeah, I agree with everything the mom is saying. Just, it's a bit late. This is like being on the lifeboat in the Titanic as you sail away, and then you're like, oh my god, it's sinking. Bit late there.
He is not going to find another woman, because everything that son of a bitch told me
I don't even know the lady, and she calling me a son of a bitch.
was nothing but an outright lie.
So a little bit Italian there at the end.
Son of a bitch, everything that a son of a bitch told me, that spaghetti eating monster. What is wrong with Big Ed?
She also said he'll never find another girl. And hey, to his credit, by some stroke of luck, genius, penis, something, he's finding these girls. They're lining up for the Big Ed. I don't know why.
The promises he made, that he was gonna take care of her, and he was gonna be there for her, and he's gonna treat her like a queen.
Does that sound like any of that was ever... Are you serious? Who... Okay. All right. Do you know when someone has a history of doing something and then they say they're not going to do it again? Do you think the people at AA see someone, they're like, Darren, how's it been since you stopped drinking 2 years ago? And he's like, I am so good, I will never drink again. Do you think the people at AA are like, well, we should go out for drinks then to celebrate your sobriety? Is that really something do you think that is happening, Liz's mom? This man promised you what? He's gonna take care of her, treat her like a princess. After breaking up with her 20 plus times, being on a show called 90 Day, The Last Resort. That sounds like a 1945 Final Fantasy type beat. You know what I mean? It sounds like the end of something. You should have never trusted him.
He thinks he's God's gift to women, and he's just God's gift to
Martin Scooter King. Sorry. Martin Scooter King over here dropping the best bars I ever heard. He thinks he's God's gift to women, but he's God's gift to shit. Does that make sense to you? Doesn't to me, but I think she thought she was feeling herself. Honestly, if someone dropped a beat, she'd be like, Metro Booming, we don't trust you. I feel like she's one step away from having a feature with Future.
So Liz left about 3 weeks ago.
Okay, so that's Liz's and Liz's mom's side. Now we take you to Big Ed, who at the moment is wearing, as usual, his craziest outfit. He wears those singlets every single day and shorts, and I don't know if it's cold outside. I don't know if his body is just warm from the girth. I am not sure, but this man refuses to wear clothes that look somewhat presentable. Maybe he just came from the gym. Maybe he just wanted to look like he came from the gym. Either way, he is blending fruit and also blending problems together. He's a blender.
I haven't seen or really talked to Liz since she left. All I know is she's coming back today. I know in my heart I've done everything I can. I'm ready to move forward. I bought a boat.
So this is how you can tell Big Ed is completely checked out. He checked out and went to Venice so long ago that the honeymoon was already planned in his head and it was just him and himself. This dude literally said his to-be wife is not there. And he's like, new things happen in my life. Bought a boat. Can ride that at least. I bought a boat. You know, at least that thing I can shift my gears in. He's making like weird jokes. He's just saying weird things that you wouldn't say if the person you loved and you are not together anymore. I'd be in a ball crying. Genuinely. I don't know how this man is so like happy unless he genuinely fell out of love a long time ago and only admitted it recently. And I wouldn't put that past him.
I bought a YouTube boat and I've been, I'm done with expensive cars. Now I want to party on the river.
You're like 60. Do you want to be the riverboat man? Do you want? Honestly, if you get on a riverboat and you wear one of those straw hats, people will be like, "Oh my God, did I take a time warp? Is it 1932 again? Why is Jabba the Hutt on a boat? Seriously, dude, you're almost 60. Okay, this is like his second midlife crisis. It's like a 3/4 life crisis right here.
In a perfect world, I would love to still be a part of Liz's life, to be a part of Riley's. But I think at this point, Liz needs some time to heal.
So then Big Ed says something that I find pretty dank, honestly. He's like, he wants to be in Riley's life, but because of Riley's mom, Liz, he's not going to be in her life. And I feel like that is a young girl who actually loves and cares about you. That is not often, that is a very nice privilege to be able to be loved by someone. If you can make an impression on like kids. Oh! And by the way, I'm not saying YouTubers make an impression on kids. I don't know what the fuck is going on recently, but if we could not do that like that. Anyway, back to what I was saying. If you can make an impression on young people, you know what? If you can make an impression on legal people that are of legal age, good. You should do that. Why? YouTube has to, why? This is not about that, just by the way. I just realized it is going to be so hard to say anything without being like, oh, by the way, 2 more EDPs just popped out every week. Sorry, this has nothing to do with Big Ed. Let's get back to it.
I have been doing my best to move forward here in Northwest Arkansas. My hope is that when Liz comes over today, that she can be mature, not start a fight.
So Big Ed speaks like a child, basically saying like...
He hopes that they can resolve this like adults.
He essentially removes himself from the blame of the situation, which I feel like is a big issue. Whenever you look at a fight and you ask 2 people about it later, oftentimes you'll hear the person who grows taking accountability for situations, and you'll hear the person who is in the exact same position victimize themselves. Big Ed constantly plays the victim and is like, she keeps starting it. I just wanted to be a loving husband and she just keeps farting in my face and saying, take that. Oh, why does your head only reach up to my ass cheeks? She keeps making jokes like that. I had to divorce her. Divorced.
Like, I'm not sad. sad. I'll probably be sad when she leaves, because it is final.
Do you think you have enough fruits there, brother? Why do you have a whole farm of fruits in that? Brother, are you gonna put water in that, please?
And I do love Liz, but I can't spend the rest of my life with her. There's no way that I'm gonna do it. I can't imagine anyone staying with her long term.
Big boy fires some shots saying he can't imagine anyone with her after being with her. This is such stupid shit sometimes. You know, every now and again you hear guys say some like dumb shit. Like, you're real dumb.
I would never be with someone like her.
Like after being with your ex-wife for like 10 years. Like, bro, you can't say that after being with someone for like a decade. I guess, I don't know, he's taking shots at Liz for reasons unknown to me. I don't know what goes on behind the scenes. I only know what goes on during the show. If that's all that they want me to see on the show, then it doesn't look like Big Ed is the prize here. So I don't know who's actually buying this.
She's always making me out to be the bad guy. Well, please. You know, it takes two to make a relationship. It takes two to break.
Spoken like a true D-bag. I mean, it doesn't take two people to break a relationship. Actually, it usually only takes one person. Believe it or not, if one person just starts cheating on you, it's not like, well, you let me. You know what I mean? Or if someone just starts being a complete a-hole or goes AWOL for that matter, it's not like you blame the other person for letting them. So I feel like your just ideology makes it seem like you're not mature enough to have a relationship, and that's very scary because you're like double my age. I could literally look at myself and fuse, and I would still be younger than you. And that is a problem because I feel like your maturity is a quarter of this.
But at this point, I don't care.
He's not an easy person to love.
So we take you back to Liz on her way to Big Ed, and she is driving with Mumze in the passenger seat, and she says some real stuff like Big Ed is not easy to love. And I'm gonna write that in my quote of duh. Okay.
Any means he's not. But I did love him.
She looks like Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy, tell me, you save me, mom. Well, I made a joke too far. I called her mom Soldier Boy, and now Liz is crying.
Apologize right now.
Sorry, I didn't mean to crank it like that.
Apology not accepted.
No, she's not crying because of me. This is a TV. She's crying because she's thinking about the beautiful times and love that she's had with Big Ed. There's so many beautiful moments that she must have had with the man that the relationship is setting in. The sun is setting on their relationship. I don't know what she's thinking, man. Why does she cry over Big Ed? Honestly, I feel every time I see her, I'm like, why are you crying? I just feel that meme just, why? Anyway, after a nice cry in the car with Soldier Boy and riding shotgun, she finally turns up to Big Ed's house, and she's ready to take her stuff out and do the courageous thing. She also said that she does not want to fight. She's just gonna get her stuff and go. No more animosity between the two.
Oh, hey.
Now that is how you act when you're 58? Like a Gen Z teenager who doesn't want to talk to their dad after he grounded her? Good stuff, Big Ed. Did you see him? He was on his phone like, sup? Yeah. Yo. Nice. That's good. That's really good, Big Ed. That's how you handle situations. Everyone loves that.
Just wipe that down.
Ooh, passive aggressive? Wow, we're going 2 for 2. You might as well have pigtails and a vagina. Honestly, dude, like seriously though, why with the passive aggressive? Why can we not have a proper conversation with the people who have been such important figures in our lives? I'm obviously it's not an easy thing to do, but once you get past a certain age, I was really hoping that people get more mature. It just seems like the cutoff age is like 18. After that, you're whatever maturity level you want to be.
I'm gonna pack up all my things, put it in one room. The movers will come, pack it up, and then my mom and I are gonna drive back to San Diego.
That sounds like a good plan. I'm glad that you said that and told me how packing works. Now that I know that, we can move on to the next scene.
This can go in the trash.
Why is there just a watermelon though? Is that a decor item? Why has nobody cut through a watermelon that has been around for 3 weeks? Is it just a POC thing? I'd put my face into it like some butt cheek. I'd eat the shit out of that watermelon.
Tastes like candy!
I don't even care. I'm just saying. But like, why? Do white people do this? Is this a white people thing? I just buy watermelons so other people can't. What is happening?
Oh, it did crack open. Look at that.
Liz, what did I tell you about cussing around my dogs? They can hear.
Okay. I've covered Big Ed for years. I've heard him say some stupid shit. But for no reason, Liz, she says some cuss word, and Big Ed says, what did I tell you about swearing around my dogs? They can hear you. And then he holds the dog's ear as if the dog can hear the words and be like, you bitch. And then the dog looks in the mirror and, I'm bitch? What are you talking about, Big Ed? That is literally the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Don't swear around my dog. Don't swear around my shoes either. Oh my God, they're impressionable in size 4.
It's the same watermelon that's been sitting there since I left. That's disgusting. Look at this.
Yeah, that's called penicillin.
This is actually like watching a kid. It's like watching a mom trying to be like, why is this there? Why have you left this out? And then the kid holds up a dog and is like, power of dog. Cute power, activate. No reply. Just gonna hold up a dog, make smart ass comments that are not that smart, and say don't swear around my dogs. Like, who is the person that has the mental maturity in this relationship? Because Big Ed is just absolutely showcasing why nobody can take him seriously long term. This is a bad look, bro.
I've only been gone for 1 month, and this house is a pig-style.
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 I didn't know that was the word, but I like it. Pig-style. That is when you choose to live like a pig because you're done with human life. And you're just like, bacon? Yeah, that's what I'm making. And then you just start taking poo-poos in the house because you're a pig.
He cannot be responsible for taking care of anyone, let alone himself.
I can take this out.
Have you been cooking out of this?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's about to get heated in this biatch. First of all, we have a little passive aggression between Liz and Big Ed. When Big Ed actually wants to take out the trash and Liz does it, Big Ed just throws a good job at her. I don't know why they're fighting about taking out garbage. Then Liz's mom talks to Big Ed about like him washing after himself, washing dishes. And he takes this as an insult. And now it's going to start getting a bit mean.
It's better when you wash it because you've been cooking with slime.
No, I haven't. It was...
He actually stands like one of those characters you spawn into a cutscene. Like a custom-made character who shouldn't be there because he's not wearing the same attire. You want it to stand out and it looks funny. Big Ed is like that. He's got like weird sort of stain in the middle of his shirt. Like weird tattoos that you'd only place on custom characters. He takes way too long to reply. Like, she's like, is this what you cook with? And he's like, yeah, it's awesome. I cook with that every single day. Day-o. Me say day-o.
Ed, it's just been you. How is there so much trash everywhere?
The furthest thing from my mind was for me to clean the house for Liz.
Yes, but bro, you've been living there. If not for her, do it for yourself. If you are angry at your girlfriend, do you not take a bath for like days? You're like, I will never do that for you. Do it for yourself, maybe. Maybe you want to be clean some days. What kind of human being is like, I'm doing this as a protest. I'm gonna live in absolute filth, so my ex-wife has to come see it. And then she'll see how drunk I am. Is that really a thing?
Generally, I'm very neat. I'm waiting for Liz to get her stuff out, and then I'm having a professional crew come in, and I want them to cleanse the whole house.
Why would you say it like that? I'm gonna cleanse the house. Is she a demon? Are you exorcising this bitch out of there? Holy, I've never heard someone say like, I'm just waiting until that person leaves the house so I can cleanse it with holy water and then burn that shit to the ground. Because nobody would want to live in a house that Liz lives in. Ugh. Why? What has happened between these two? It feels like there is some information that I am missing. Wow. That's wild.
Here comes her mom and her attacking me, and I'm just going to keep my mouth closed. I just want her stuff out and for her to move on.
Ah, yeah, the passive man is being passive. Look, I don't know what to tell you. This dude is just... He's about to unload, and I don't mean like that. Sorry.
It's none of your business.
Liz, actually it is.
No, it's not. Just
you
stop.
You don't pay rent.
I do pay rent.
Your rent was due on the 1st. You have not paid me.
Okay. So this is what happens when people fight. This is just part of life. It's very unfortunate. Sometimes it's like, damn, when you go into a house with someone, you have an agreement, then suddenly you and that person are not on such good terms. And this is why it makes me a bit scared in today's society to have a house with someone other than your family. Actually, you know what? Even your family sometimes. It's just very scary. But having a house with Big Ed is like living on an earthquake. I don't just mean like because physically. Mentally is what I was going for. I guess both would work.
Told me, get my stuff out or pay the rent.
You haven't told me.
I have the screenshots. I have the screenshots. Don't test.
These two are going to go into real estate together. At the start of the season, they were going to go into real estate together. Imagine these two selling this house, being like, it's a bedroom for 2, but one fat man can sleep there, I guess. It also has a toilet where you can shit in for 5 to 6 hours. Isn't that right? Anyway, I would sell you this house, but my frog-like ex-husband said that it is not for sale.
I handled it, so don't throw rent in my face.
Okay, stop. So your stuff means your furniture, right?
It's her stuff,
Can
right?
you listen, Ed? I said everything will be out by the night.
Okay, so that is a thing. They're fighting. A fighting is happening between the two, loud voices, blah, blah, blah. Eventually, Big Ed has nothing to say, and he wanted to handle it maturely. He said, amicable, handle this maturely. For no reason unprovoked, this man then turns his attention towards Liz's mother and how she is a bad mother for the way that she raised Liz, which is a bridge too far. And even for you, Big Ed, this is stooping low, man.
Hey, Mom, I didn't expect 2 for the price of 1, I'm gonna be told.
Well, maybe you should have been a man.
Well, maybe you should have done a better job raising your daughter.
You see what I mean? Ooh, white flag. Someone has to take care of that. Damn. And I know that she said maybe you should have been a man first, but I feel like he was sitting there being very passive. I don't know if anybody deserves any. I feel like nobody should be talking to people like this. We should all calm down before we say some stuff we don't mean. But we're going to be saying some stuff we don't mean. And guess what? It's gonna be mean.
Oh, I did a fantastic job raising my daughter. That's why
you
you're
sure
out.
have.
Get out of our face, Ed. Please let us pack.
That's why you abandoned her.
Get out.
Woo! God damn, Big Ed. I did not know he had that in the ammo bank. As soon as he looked at the mom, he was like calculating like responses.
That's why you were never there, huh? Yeah, took care of her. More like took care of your own needs, Mom. Yeah, gluttonous person. You just left. You just trying to chase some ding dong, huh? Trying to chase those glizzies, huh? And you left your daughter all alone for some horrible, ugly man to scoop her up. You did this. You did this.
Out. That's why you abandoned your kid too? Just
Oh, shit.
Mom, stop. Just get out, Ed.
That was a very delayed reaction, but she got stunned. This is like Pokemon or something, like when you paralyze something. It's just like, ooh, and then she slowly opened her mouth. That was like a delayed gasp. Wow, never seen that before.
You want to be mean to me, I'm going to throw back.
He's just gonna keep doing it. Just let him have his moment. That's why his daughter doesn't talk to him.
Ooh, wow, okay. We're throwing some haymakers today. As he's leaving, Liz is like, that's why his daughter doesn't talk to him. That's 2 of them. 2 abandoned relationship remarks from 2 different people. That's crazy. Wow. Jeez. So glad Riley isn't here. But she might want to watch the show, and this will be very sad for her. So a great example you 2 are setting for a wonderful kid. Really. Good work, guys.
Who the hell does that son of a bitch think he is to question me about my raising my child? And
Back with the Italian. Who is that? This son of a bitch. What does the big head want with my daughter? I am a good father. I mean mother. He's a motherfucker.
there are no words, written, spoken, ancient, or any language that may come in the future that can describe that son of a bitch.
I think you described him perfectly, actually, and those words came from the present. But that's nice to know that she thinks no words from the future, past, or present could describe that son of a bitch. That's very good. That's poetically spoken, honestly. It's wrong, but really poetic, so that's good. Big Ed then spills his vomit. That's what I think it is. I mean, he put vomited fruit in a cup, and then it's now on the floor, so that happened.
I knew that was going to happen.
And then Big Ed starts cleaning up his poo-poo. And Liz starts crying again. So we once again relive the hits before we dip. Liz crying, Big Ed doing some stupid shit. That's basically how this has gone in a nutshell. If this is your first video and last, consequently, that's all you need to know about these 2.
He is going to die.
Oh, that is Mama Liz. Damn, I guess that's a fact.
A very, very lonely old man.
Oh, okay. She took a very liberal pause there. He is going to die. Because he is not going to actually have enough food because nobody's going to cook it for him, okay?
And he's going to spend the rest of his eternal life in purgatory hell.
Jesus Christ. In his eternal life? Are we adding to the Big Ed lore? He's gonna die a lonely man and then live his eternal life in purgatory hell. Purgatory, different place to hell. And he's eternally going to live there. A place that you have to die to get to, but he's gonna live there. Okay. We're gonna have to break that one down. I didn't know she wrote for Game of Thrones, but here we are.
When you feel an itch.
So then Liz goes to other rooms to cry because she's afraid that if she only cries in one room, the other rooms will get sad and they might cry. Big Ed stands fatly at a door, and here we are.
Okay. Take as much time as you need. It's okay. Let it out. Let it out.
Her name is Patty. Big Ed, Patty. Big Ed, Patty Liz. Patty, Petty, Big Ed. I got it. In my head, I was like, that's Big Ed 2.0. Now I know.
I am definitely trying to keep my composure with Ed right now. I don't know if I'm ever gonna see him again. So I know I have to say goodbye to him.
Girl, you should be crying tears of joy. 3 years of pure pain, nothing but weird reactions. You actually are associated with someone who people now think like you're part of the problem. Man, has been nothing but a toxicity in your life. I don't know if I can even count the good times you had on one hand, and I'm sure you had some. I'm not denying that. But man, the amount of pain that he's offered you that I've seen on camera, I can only assume more has happened off camera. You should be crying tears of joy.
I just want to get my stuff out and leave. I don't know how you go from loving someone so much to just wishing that they didn't even exist.
Oh, you just explained relationships or 16-year-olds. Yeah, that's how that works. Everyone in high school, I love her so much, I'm gonna marry her. Next day, I wish she wasn't around. That's how it is. Love, a very strong emotion, isn't it? It's a beautiful thing. Also, a very heartbreaking thing when you don't get what you want. I feel very sorry for her. I can't believe that she chose Big Ed, and I really think she deserves better. But hey, sometimes it's a bit hard to let go. But once you do, you realize just how much better things can be.
I understand why Liz is pissed off at me. Okay, I canceled the wedding.
What the hell day is this for Big Ed? I go to the gym, I make a vomit shake, I spill that, I clean it up. Now I'm doing work, I'm doing emails, I'm messaging the company to check how to get the stain out of my carpet.
But for her to come in with her mom and just fly off the handle, this is the main reason why I ended our relationship.
That's a crazy neckline, bro. I shouldn't laugh. You imagine him sitting in a chair and he like looks at the barber. He's like, line me up, and the barber's like, where?
We spend most of our time fighting or mad at each other, and it's just that's not a relationship. It's not healthy for anyone.
Yes, absolutely, Big Ed. It's not healthy to fight with someone so many times. It's not healthy to be in a relationship where you break up 21 times. None of that is healthy. And if you guys could have just realized that years ago, it wouldn't have just saved us trouble, but it would have saved you guys detrimental trauma that you might be facing in future relationships if you don't fix these issues. And I'm probably speaking more to Big Ed than Liz, knowing that right now, I want to tell you something at the end of this video that might be pretty nice. But Big Ed, you got to fix that, dude.
Oh, thank you. Just for scheduling. So when would you like your movers to come?
I already have it scheduled. They're coming tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay.
So after everything sort of settles down, Big Ed and Liz have a final conversation. She hands Big Ed the keys and they discuss a few things, and it's time for them to say their final goodbyes.
I'm sorry I blew up at your mom, but she was coming at me.
Doesn't matter, Ed. You need to learn how to talk to women, period. Doesn't matter who comes at you.
Well,
Just know.
that's hearsay.
Objection.
Objection sustained.
We're not in a courtroom, dude. That's not hearsay. We caught it on camera. That's evidence. So sustained. By the way, this is a classic example of like egotistical behavior when you say something like, I'm sorry, and then follow it up with a sentence like, but I'm sorry, I'm trying to take accountability, and then completely erase that accountability by saying something that would then comfort or blanket you. I'm sorry, but she's a bitch. Like, you know what I mean? Like that stuff that you're saying after it pretty much negates everything that you said before, and you turn yourself into someone who is just as culpable or guilty as you were before. It's a tendency that people have to really fix, and most people who have that have this inflated ego and sense of self-being that they don't really understand that they're the cause of these issues. And I don't know if Big Ed realizes that. And the sad part is the older you get and the more nobody tells you, the less you realize it's you creating those problems, and you wonder why you have really bad relationships with people. The problem is you, Genevieve. I don't know.
For your apology, there's no excuse.
Thank you.
Own it. You
Imagine Geneviève's watching this. She's like, oh, what?
What do you say fuck me for?
should have done it. You don't talk to women that way, period.
Okay, your mom wasn't being a woman. She was being a...
Just
How
stop.
did I embed?
Stop.
Your mom wasn't being a woman. She was being a warthog, okay? She was like Timon and Pumbaa, okay? Do you understand? She was like the grubs, all right? I'm sorry. You give me a Woody. I call you Buzz Lightyear because you give me a Woody. Your mom is like the piggy, so.
Don't make excuses.
Got it. Fine. I have a request from you.
You don't get no requests, Ed.
I want you to learn from this
You
experience.
learned from it, Ed.
Well, I said this episode was about him being petty, but honestly, this episode could have been about Big Ed's manipulation. And hey, honestly, I might do one deep dive when everything's over, just trying to document the whole process of this man's inability to actually understand what is wrong with himself, because he has messed up every relationship and I've watched it. This is a classic example. Imagine breaking up with someone and they say,
Look, I want you to learn from this.
when they're the ones ending it and they're the problem. That's crazy. That's wild.
I want you to
You
learn.
learned from it.
I want you to
I've
learn.
already learned.
Have you? I'm worried about your next relationship. I want you to be happy.
Brother, I'm worried about your next relationship. This is so manipulative. This is almost as if he's trying to put strings on her and pull her like a puppet. That is the most manipulative sentence I've heard. I want you to be happy in your next relationship and learn from this one. What are you, a therapist now? Wow. What kind of an ego does someone have to think that after a relationship ends, they have any say in that person's life? Once it ends, you're done. No.
If you don't change, you're never going to be happy.
If I don't change.
Correct.
If I don't change.
You don't change.
Says the one who can't talk to a woman.
Giving you advice.
You know, I'm gonna be fine.
Oh, getting advice with Big Ed on relationships? Kind of like getting advice from The Rock on how to have hair. I don't think really that that's a thing, Big Ed. That's really not. Why is that something that you would say to someone? Relationship advice from Big Ed? Good stuff. Good. That's really stupid, bro. Nobody wants your advice.
Oh, I do. I'm worried about you. I'm worried that
This is a narcissist. Stop projecting.
But you're never going to
Ed.
find happiness
Who
unless
Who
you
said
learn.
we're talking about a relationship right now?
Absolutely. You know what? Liz hit it on the head there. This is projecting so badly. This is someone being insecure with themselves and throwing it on somebody else so that they do not have to live with themselves in this very moment. Wow. There is not much worse than projecting, because it makes you feel like as a person, you can't even deal with your own issues. Whoa. Way to hit it on the head there.
You didn't learn from this experience.
You didn't learn.
Yeah, you should learn not to be with you, I guess. I don't know if that's a good thing. I mean, anybody could have told you that. Blind people could tell you that. Deaf people. You know what? Any people. Even people. Aliens whose first language is Tagalog could come down and be like, oh, that's Big Ed. I don't fuck with that. So
I'm trying to say goodbye to you, and you're trying to bring up the next guy that comes into my life?
Well, I tried to apologize for smarting off to your mom, and then you...
No, you didn't. You didn't try to apologize, but it's nice to know that we can look at this in real time and see what Big Ed's perception of something is. He is unwilling to take any accountability, and if he does, it comes with a caveat that someone else was doing X, Y, and Z first. He is only ever right and defends himself. He is a perfect man, and that is why he has been married for so many years. His daughter loves him, and he has never ever had any issues with the ladies. He's also 6'10", full of hair, and definitely has a neck.
But then you had excuses.
you don't know how to talk to women.
You don't.
You don't know
We
how to
have
talk to women.
excuses. You don't even know how to talk to me.
That's a really good impression of someone that I'm not sure who is. Is that supposed to be Liz? I'm really glad you're working on your stand-up comedy, Big Ed. That's the next comedian I want to see.
You don't even know how to talk to me. Why don't you just start?
Liz,
why don't you
don't
just
know how to talk to men.
You're not a man, Ed. You're a child.
Woo! Agreed though. You alley-ooped that to her and she slam dunked it like she's LeBron James, and her nuts were in your face. So you got teabagged by LeBron.
Okay, bye. Have a nice life.
You, Ed. I literally just wanted to say bye.
And you didn't.
No.
It's like the Jerry Springer show, but like in a house. That would have been a concept. Honestly, they should have took knives out of the kitchen, just had spoons, and been like, let's have the show in a house and see what happens. They probably should bring Jerry Springer back and just put YouTubers on there. I think many of them would have fights.
God, I hate you. I hate you so much.
Wasn't the first time I heard that.
He can't listen to anything.
Unsurprisingly, this final conversation ends in another fight, because of course it does. Big Ed is just unwilling to be mature on the situation, and Liz, for the most part, was trying to remain normal, but her emotions are high-strung, and she is obviously not taking this well. It seems like she is very much more invested in this relationship than Big Ed. Unfortunately, it leads to her storming out and not getting the reaction or response that she wanted.
this could definitely be the last time that I ever see Ed in person.
Could be. Oh, okay. All right. It should be, right? It should be the last time. You gave him the keys. The only thing you didn't do is give him the finger. You know what? You can do that over the phone, okay? Are you going to see him again? Please don't. Oh, why would you say could? Oh, I thought this was it. We might have to be back, guys.
I definitely feel like I deserve to be loved without the constant fear of being left behind.
Everyone does, Liz. Everyone deserves to be loved correctly and wonderfully. And if someone isn't doing that for you, there is someone else who will. 7 billion people. Bet on yourself. You're good enough.
Because of Ed, I don't even know if I'm gonna trust love. Like, it can feel good for 1 minute, but it's still in the back of my head that it's never gonna work.
No, don't let this man do that. Sis, yas, queen, baby Gronk, Gen Z, mewing, ... for real. Daddy. I don't know why I'm trying to talk. She's like older than me. Just stop, okay? Big Ed is he's a rare person, and I don't mean that in a good way, in the sense like he's probably an outlier in the data pool here. To love someone is to stand to risk hurt. That's the beauty of it. And to love someone is to truly love someone is to allow yourself to be hurt by that person because you love them so much that you still carry on with them despite that. If you see this as too much ever, then you probably don't love that person, and it doesn't mean that you did anything wrong. It's tough in the moment, I know, but it's Big Ed.
Moments like this make me wish that I've never, ever met Ed.
Just moments like this? Because I feel like most moments could, right, guys? Most moments, like ever since you met him, I was wishing you didn't. Okay, she can't hear me, but like, really, Liz? All right, just hoping.
Why do I have to learn something?
Because he's Big Ed, and he won't learn anything. There's not much going on in that head of his there. He's next up. Next, because of his neck.
I wanted him to know that, like, I'm still sad that it's happening. He's such a dick for the way that he handled everything. I didn't deserve that.
Liz starts crying again, and this time she doubles up by crying in the car and in the interview, which takes place after the car. So she's really good at crying.
My heart is trying to say goodbye. His is not there.
Then she says some gangsta shit like, my heart is trying to say goodbye, but his is not there. You should sell that lyric to Ariana Grande or something. That's worth something. And then we have this delightful scene of Big Ed peering out the window like he's in the next Home Alone, but the kid is all grown the fuck up. He's 40-year-old Macaulay Culkin, and his parents are gone, and they're like old parents, and they're like, get out the house, kid. Jesus Christ, get a job. And he's just peering out the window waiting for them to attack him. Home Alone 8. Timmy, get the fuck out the house. Jesus. Can you get a mortgage, Timmy?
I love Liz. I'll always love her. She changed my life in many good ways. I tried to give her that too, but she wouldn't accept it. Liz is a good person.
All of this is like the end credits for a nothing movie. It's like the Hallmark movie. He just says some random, very general stuff. I'll always love her. I tried to give her the best I could, but it wasn't enough. Bro, you're getting AI to write these. This is ridiculous.
The love was real, but I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's better to have to start over than to be in the wrong relationship.
So Big Ed correctly says it's better to start over than to be in the wrong relationship, and that's how he felt. A simple conversation, something that didn't involve all of this, would have been much better. But I gotta say, the worst part about all this by far is, imagine this is the last time you're talking to someone who you've loved for so long, and they see you and you're wearing a singlet. Bruh, that's the worst way to have someone have a last impression of you. You want to look really good. This dude looks like he drooled on his shirt. He couldn't even try. Bro, she's gonna forget about you. Liz then backs out the driveway and leaves, and Big Ed watches her, ending this segment.
Finally.
Now, I told you I have something to say. If you are sad about Liz, all you have to do is go and check her Instagram and see that she is happily involved with a new man, and it is not Big Ed. If you look at Big Ed's page, it seems like a cry for help. I don't know where things are gonna go, but as my knowledge is so limited on the situation, I don't know if we're gonna see another episode. 90 Day Fiancé has been like talking about these two less and less, so I'm trying to give you guys like episodes whenever I see them. I can't promise that this is the last episode, unfortunately. So I will say there might be one more, and I might even do a deep dive on Big Ed at some point in the future, but we're really close to the end. I'm edging you guys legally and consensually over a certain age. The point is, if you're ever in one of these relationships where you find yourself breaking up more times than you can count on your fingers, it's probably not worth it. You know, life is short. Everyone wants to be happy. It doesn't have to be this hard, and it shouldn't. There's only one thing that should be hard. I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm very sick. Please pray for me and also subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna clear my nose, and I hope to see you on the next one. I really hope so. Thank you. Bye-bye.